You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy vault your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What? 3 days. I know.
I'm actually all wrapped. Last night I finished the last thing.
I haven't shopped yet. I'm doing it today. Because, when I shop early, I buy too much.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this year I'm very strategic. And you shared with me yesterday, which I thought was fantastic, the idea of something to wear, something to read, something they need, and something they want. That's such a beautiful thought process during the holidays. And honestly, in my world, Christmas is every day for my children.
I know. You are. You're the best. Can I be adopted? I know. I know. The timing of our ages don't work out, but I would love to be your grandkid.
Yeah. So I'm adopting that philosophy, and I know exactly what I'm doing. And I would actually wait till tomorrow or Saturday. However, we're going to get a big storm up here, and there's probably going to be no power. And I'm like, today is pushing it.
Yeah, maybe some site to store pickups on Target and Walmart and Barnes and Noble might be the best thing for you.
It's all right. I got the game plan in the head. That's the most important part of it.
Is Sasquatch going to help you?
No. Although he did dictate to me what he desires.
Well, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah. Love of my life, that kid. Let me just tell you.
1 year for the kids' birthdays, for 3 years in a row, I gave them a choice, presents or experiences. Mm-hmm. And they always chose experiences. We still bought them souvenirs and little things there, but I loved those. So 1 year, Matt's always loved animals, the middle one. We got him to be a sea lion trainer for a day at New England Aquarium. It wasn't that expensive. I would have spent more on a birthday party and gifts. And he dragged me out there with him. They make the parent go. So I got to be a sea lion trainer for the day too, but I loved that experience. And he talks about it all the time. And he got to be out on the little stage and feed the animals and in the little suit. It was hysterical. Yeah, I was not dressed appropriately.
That's what I did last year for the littles. It was all experiences. This was the year of change in my world. So, and this goes right into the topic that we're going to talk about today. This was a year of change. So my goal over the last few years was really to take a week off a quarter, right? And this year, because of all the changes in my world, I wasn't able to do that. And 2023, there is no option other than that, because our affirmation today is that I make time for myself, and I take time off for myself, and I take care of myself, because there's only one opportunity to live this life. And, we let other people run our world sometime, and it's not okay.
I know. And the reason we're talking about this is because I struggle with time off.
Right? Yeah.
Well, it's guilt, right? It's my husband's in school full time, works full time. So the thought of taking time off when he's working so hard feels wrong, right? It feels so wrong. But he's like, yeah, but you're also working 3 full-time jobs between running your business, what you do, and taking care of our family.
Well, let's just talk about accomplishments in life, right? I had this huge aha the first time I read the 12-week year, right? And I've read it a few times, because every book that really resonates, I have to read a couple of times. And I had this, how many weeks are there in a year?
52.
How many quarters are there in a year?
4.
Most people think that there's 12 weeks in a quarter, but there's actually 13.
Right, because of how it shakes out.
Right. So if you build your goals and your plans for the quarter so that you accomplish them in 12 weeks, you should be taking either the first quarter of the following month off, of the following quarter off, or the last quarter of the quarter you're in now off?
Quarter or week?
Week, sorry.
Oh, I was like, I cannot take a quarter off. You're trying to kill me. You're trying to like just.
Well, that's where, here's my other thing, right? Eventually my world's going to get to the point where I could take a quarter a year off, right? Why not?
I mean, why not? I have a friend who hit all her goals this year, smashed them in different ways. And then she's working from an island for 2 months. Like, she's not even going to be in the US, and she's going to be able to run her team and do all these things. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited for her.
Well, I think this comes in different ways. And I'm really passionate about, you put people in your life and you support and grow those people in your life, and you give them the resources in the life that they should have so that you can have the life you should have. You should not put people in your life so that you could take advantage of them and have the life you desire. And that's a fine line, right? Like, because people think, well, I'm the boss, you do, I say, right? And
I hate that.
That's not A, how KW runs, and B, at the end of the day, you know, like the curse of knowledge, the stronger your people get and the more knowledgeable your people get, they see it. And then what happens? Right?
You know, it's funny. There's not a lot of rules in what we do. And I say rules loosely because some of us still have corporate PTSD. So we're so used to regimen and being under a microscope sometimes, or have to have all these minutes accounted for, that I think a lot of that past life we have comes back out. And then we get either imposter syndrome, or it's a limiting belief that we're not allowed to not be at 100% all the time. I truly don't believe in 100%. When people say I give it 110, I'm sorry, you don't. You can't give more. You can't. Like, there's nothing. You have 100%. If you have a cookie and you eat 100% of the cookie, there's not 10% left of the cookie to give anyone else. You ate the damn cookie.
Right. And, you know, when we look at, and this is any industry, but when you look at the real estate industry, we have our independent agents who are their employer and employee. Mm-hmm. We have our teams and our leaderships, that there's the team leader, and then there's the independent contractors and the employees. And then you have, you know, the team members. And there's no reason why every person in your world has the opportunity to take a week off a quarter if you set your systems up properly.
Right. You know, when I was texting that agent and I said, what can I do to make sure you feel supported with your team when you're out? And she said, I think I'm good. I might pull you in on a couple group conversations if things go squirrely. She's like, but I think we're in a really strong place because of all the training.
I was going to say, what made them a strong place? They learned, they trained, they put systems and processes. Mm-hmm. They run off of a business plan.
She does, yeah.
Set goals that are smart, and then they take action.
Yeah, and she shares. And she encourages time off. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, her admin was off. Her like marketing, she does everything. I don't know. We have to call them admin in the groupings in KW, but she's like an operational manager, and she was off, and the place didn't implode or explode, and it was wonderful. People knew who to go to for resources. She also did a full retreat with her team and treats them as equals and grows them, so that way someday she doesn't have to hustle as hard as she's hustling to get them leads and to do closings. And it's really neat to see when somebody works the model, how it actually works. Like, if you, and she'll say it all the time, it's not sexy, it's simple, you have to have discipline, and you just have to do the same things, because she truly enjoys life. I see pictures on Facebook of her hiking at 4 a.m. some days, or at 2 p.m, because she's planned for it and she can go and do what she wants. And she takes time off, and she yells at me as well for not taking time off. Just so you know, there's people on your side, Tiffany, with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We have a team in Maine that I envy, because they have nailed the life by design and the business honestly, it's the life by design and the business comes second. However, the business comes second because it's so well run that they can have a life by design and work the business as they need.
Yeah, it's incredible. It really is incredible how if you work hard and put the sweat equity in the beginning, it does pay off. We're running the growth pre, right, in New England. And in order to get, a chance to win the prizes we're giving away, we asked for a couple pieces of information, and the aha moments really are, I should have done this from day one. I see that all, and it's like, that's fine. Your aha can't be that. Like, what's the action and what's going to move you forward? And the amount of people who have put in their notes, this was fun. This is easier than I thought it would be. I actually have more contacts than I realized. This is my favorite from this week. My database has plenty of opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so we're so worried about building certain things, getting certain leads. I am truly enjoying the aha of agents realizing, build a database, work it, add to it, communicate with it in a systematic way, and you will be rewarded. Because one of the guys now he said, I feel like I can actually take time off and be with my family. Mm-hmm. I love those things, yet I don't do the same things. Like, we're our worst, right? We never give ourselves grace. But I think what I'm going to do now is, over the holiday, and this is what our friends should do, we were given our schedules of mandatory trainings that we have to be at, travel, big events, classes for the year for the most part. So what I'm doing as the tech action is I'm going in and I'm blocking time off now. Because what happens is I'm booked 3 months out, at least, right? Like, it is, when people find out what you do and you make raving fans, they tell other people and they tell other people and people want to meet with me. And I have blocks in there to protect certain time, but I'm going to go in, I'm looking at my calendar now. I'm going to print it out. I'm going to look at what's KW international travel, what's regional travel and required. And I'm going to block time off.
Yeah.
I'm going to block it.
Yeah. And I have to say, like, our Keller Williams New England regional team is probably top notch, one of the best when it comes to making sure we take care of ourselves.
They are.
And when you look at the calendar, like, I've booked, my goal is April vacation, Thanksgiving vacation. Those are my 2 weeks off. But we're honored to work for people that are like, these are holidays, you take them off. So this year I may not do the 4 weeks off. However, there are plenty of Fridays and Mondays. I'm going to do 3 and 4 day weekends.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And, I kind of love long weekends anyway, especially when you have kids in school. Like, I can't just pull my kids from school to go on vacation. Right. Matt's in college, Tommy's working. He would have to like plan it as well. Adam, forget it. Next year, we're not going to see him anyway with school. But like, long weekends, I can pull her if it's around like holidays that lie on Fridays and Mondays. That's easy. I love that our regional team is so big on self-care. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, if you think about the gifts they give us, like that they personally give us when it's our birthdays or different things, it's all about us and pouring into us. It's not about what can I do to them to make them more productive in their roles. It's, we love you and care about you as a person.
Yeah. And I think that's my biggest thing, because we've all been on journeys and we worked with different types of people in our world. And that's what's made us who we are and what's really made the passion of how we deliver what we deliver. I would take this time, yes, continue building and growing and planning, but take this time to really discover, what are you going to do for the people in your life that are important to you?
Right.
Help run your companies that make things happen. It's not always about the money. I mean, I know teams that they have people on their teams for 8, 10, 15, 20 years. And then I know people that every year there's a turnover, right? Mm-hmm. So, and think about, you may be spending more money to keep the longevity. However, when you don't have those people in place and you have to continuously replace them, you're actually spending more money.
Oh gosh, yeah, the time the amount of time it takes you away from the things you're supposed to be doing, the actual cost of advertising and finding someone, man, what a cause for CV. And it's true, like, why do people leave? It's never them. I never left a job and moved a role for money. It's never been money. I'm not money motivated. It's always been because culture fell apart, or I knew there was no room for growth. I had hit my ceiling and there was nowhere left to go. So it was time to make a move. It was never financial, because I had a place I worked at. I had so much time off that it was a joke, for I had been there so long. And then every time I went to take time off, it was denied. Well, we can't have you do that. We can't be without you a week. We can't do this. We can't do that. And I'm like, so I'm so glad I have 6 weeks a year to not use. And then I would cash it out and just get a bonus check. That's what they wanted you to do, is cash it out.
Yeah. And to our leaders, I think the one thing I take away from being a leader is your people see what's going on, they hear what's going on, and they learn, right? They learn, right, and they know. So as a leader, honestly, I've only made moves because I've outgrown my leadership.
Yeah, I agree. And there's also a difference. I'm gonna add another book to our list called Linchpin by Seth Godin. There's a difference between being indispensable and a linchpin and creating people who are gatekeepers. Mm-hmm. Right? There's a fine line between those who gatekeep knowledge and give it out in tiny bits when they see fit, which is wrong. Then there are people who are linchpins in your organization. If a linchpin breaks, you can replace it. If a gatekeeper goes, you cannot. The knowledge and everything is gone. I'm going to add that to our book list. I did it with the MCTTs for a book club when I first got into the role. It's a great book to make you understand how knowledge sharing is true leadership.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes you indispensable.
Yeah. I know you and I, that's one thing. Like, I will share everything and anything. Just come see me, because at the end of the day, I don't ever want to be a gatekeeper, because then I have handcuffs. Like,
right.
How to handcuff somebody? Like, you're 6 weeks vacation and you can't take one off because you have all the knowledge and they can't live without you.
And it's not like I wanted to keep that knowledge. I tried to give it to other people. They were like, no, because if we know it, then then we're stuck too. And I was like,
Well, and it's Brad Knowles, and I know it's come up in the Leadership Academy. Brad Knowles used to use the check mark, right? You have the individual, you have the group. So the individual is here, the group is here, and the team is up here, right? And you're more productive as an individual than as a group that's not working together as a team. And I know many organizations out there that are working like a group right now, and because they're scared to give up the control.
Big time. And it's funny because we talked about this week, that large team I was working with, where we found one small thing and I was like, we're sending 200 plus emails. Like, you got to get over this. You got to get over it not being perfect or having control of every step of the way. Put trust into the people and then you can take time off. Because I know he doesn't take time off either. Right? I'd love to. He has a small family. Little kids, like, not small. He has a ton of kids, but they're all little. Like, he deserves to be there. He deserves to be. I deserve to be with my family. You deserve to be with yours.
Yeah.
So
take time off, honor your people, and allow them to take time off as well.
And don't bug them on their day off. Don't text them. Don't email them. Like, unless there's an extreme emergency, there's nothing I can fix at night, on the weekends, or during my day off.
Like last weekend when I was supposed to run dual career and I had no power.
Oh my God, I never mind doing that. I felt bad. I was blow drying my hair and I looked down and I was like, missed call.
It was so bad.
It's all right. That's what teams do, though. We
support
one another.
You are my team. You are not my group.
You're one of my team members and I love it. And I love our dual career agents. Yeah. I had fun with them. I whipped them around. We did action-based activities like this.
Yeah, so much fun.
All right, so our
right.
friends have to take time off, and we're actually on a short break as well. So we are closed Friday and Monday. So we will be back Tuesday with our newest episode, all refreshed
Yes.
from
And
taking time off.
if there's an emergency in your world, we are here.
Yes.
Not shoot us an email and we will get back to you.
You got it. Well, you have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
We'll talk soon.
Bye.